Hi guys. I just wanted to give maybe an outline of what to expect when you're going to MEPS. I went to the MEPS station in Oklahoma City. I ended up going on a Sunday, so I shuttled up there. I met my recruiter at the office at 12. Um, and it took like an hour and a half to get there while being shuttled. There was a couple other people in the bus with me. It was more like a van, it wasn't a bus, but whatever. Um, so we get there. We ended up having to wait for the hotel attendant person who like is in charge of everybody. Um, so we sat there and waited for like an probably about an hour and a half on him. And then we ended up going up to the room to kind of get a brief overview of what to expect and to get our rooms. So we sat in there for a little bit while he got everything set up. You're in this. I mean, it wasn't very big, but I mean, like there were TVs and couches and you can play video games or whatever, but you're in the room with all the other people who are there to go to MEPS. You get your room keys. They tell you when you're gonna go eat. You get like a little meal ticket. So I actually roomed with one of the girls that I rode up with from the same town that I lived in Tulsa. We ended up being pretty good friends, so it was really enjoyable. She'd already been to basic, so a couple years before. So it was really beneficial to me. I got to kind of pick her brain a little bit. So basically the night before you're not really doing anything. So we hung out in the room and then we had dinner and then we came back to the room and we hung out. We both took a shower the night before. I was super OCD about making sure that like there's no spots on your skin. I had lotion all over my body, and then the next morning when we woke up, I lotioned my body again. So I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing that could be portrayed as anything like, oh, you have eczema, or oh, what is that? So the next morning you wake up really early, you go down and you have breakfast with everybody, and then they get you on this bus and shuttle you over to MEPS. It is really early, okay? So, note to everybody, don't wear shorts when you go to MEPS. There was a girl there who wore shorts and immediately was told that she had to change. I don't know why you would think that you'd wear shorts, but anyways, don't wear shorts. Be appropriate. So we get there and they get us all lined up, and then there's the security officer who's in there who's gonna go through all your stuff before they let you in. It's almost like you're going into like an airport. It's basically the same thing. So he's gonna stand there, give you all instructions. So make sure that you're quiet and you're listening. So if you mess up, they'll send you to the end of the line. There was like a gaggle of girls in front of me who were not paying attention and didn't take their laptop out of the bag, and he sent them all to the back of the line. And mind you, there's a lot of people there, and it was a Monday, so there wasn't even as many as there usually is. So, yeah, just make sure that you're listening and paying attention. What I lived by was just blend in. Don't make any kind of spectacle of yourself. I had one person that I talked to, and that was it. So it's really early. You're gonna immediately start doing like testing and all your other stuff that you're doing. I had already done the ASVAB, so I was just there for like the medical portion of MEPS. So I first did the vision test, and then did hearing, and then the doctor looked me over, and then everyone who was in the Air Force portion or whatever, no, actually, it wasn't even just Air Force. It was like, I don't even remember who all the group was, but there was just this group, and we all went in to this room, and they brief you on, like, if you're lying, we will find out. If there's anything that's wrong with you and you didn't disclose it, if you don't tell us about it now, you could be permanently disqualified. Tell us about it now, or, you know, we can get you a waiver. Don't tell them about stupid stuff that doesn't matter. I mean, obviously you need to be honest, but I mean, if you and your recruiter talked about it, and they told you it's not necessary for you to put it on there, then don't put it on there. Just basically just listen to your recruiter, because they'll set you up for success. Like, they're not going to send you there if you're not prepared, or at least mine didn't. That was my personal experience. Mine prepared me very well. So you go through that, and then you have to fill out the paperwork again. My recruiter sent me with my packet that had everything that I'd filled out before, so I was able to like compare what I wrote, so I didn't do anything wrong. So while you're doing all that, the nurse is going to come around and get your blood pressure and, like, I don't remember what else. It was like your heart rate or something like that. I don't know. I failed one of them while I was sitting in there, and she told us to not be nervous. Like, how are you not going to be nervous when somebody tells you to not be nervous? So I had to get I think it was my blood pressure was up. I can't remember which one it was. No, it was my heart rate. My heart rate was up. So I just had to get retested later on, which was fine. When I went in to talk to the doctor, and he was going over all my paperwork and whatever and asking me questions, he ended up taking my pulse, and he was like, "Oh, you're fine. It's lowered a lot." Okay, well, I'm not nervous anymore. What else? When you're sitting in there with the doctor, he's going to ask you questions that you've already answered on your piece of paper. Just be like, tell him exactly what you wrote. Yes, no, yes, no. Don't go into great detail. That's kind of what they're wanting, like, to trip you up. So he asked me repeatedly if I had ever self-harmed, and when he was taking my pulse, he saw my tattoo, and you can't really see it on the camera, I don't think, but there's white ink right there, and I guess it could look like I'd sliced my wrist. I didn't. It's white ink. And so he asked me again. He's like, I'm going to ask you one more time. Have you ever self-mutilated? No. The answer is no. That was a white ink tattoo. You can see right here, blah, blah, blah. So it was fine. He was like, I'm going to believe you this time. So when he went to go check my ears, I actually have a scar on my neck that I had not annotated on my paperwork because I totally forgot about it. And he got on to me about that and told me that was technically a surgery, and I didn't really think it was a surgery because I just had a mole removed. And it was just because when I would brush my hair, it would snag. So I was really honest about why I had that there, and when he asked me if there was anything else, I said, I did have some moles removed on my back because my bra would rub against them, and he okayed that, whereas I normally would have had to get to provide paperwork, which I don't even know how I would have done that because I don't remember where I got it done. Anyways, if you're honest and you're open and you're consistent with your answers, you're fine. So we got done with that, and then I had to do the urine test. And then after that, it was like a small group. It was just me and two other girls that went into the room and had to strip down to our underwear and our bras. I make sure that you were wearing full butt underwear. And they say not to wear a sports bra. I think one girl in my group actually had a sports bra on, and they didn't say anything to her, but I don't know. I would be safe and get a and wear a regular bra, one that's supportive. I actually went and bought a new bra just for MEPS, so I knew that it was like super supportive, because I knew you're gonna have to do all those weird exercises. So I thought it was gonna be really weird. And I'm not really shy about my body, but I was like, this is gonna be weird. It's a group of people like doing weird exercises together. It was not weird at all. The nurse showed us how to do things, and so did the doctor that actually was testing us on all this stuff. Everyone did fine. It wasn't weird. It was easy, not awkward. And then we had to do the checking to make sure that I'm a girl, and prying on your boobs. That was totally fine. It was awkward. It was super awkward. But, I mean, if you've ever had a pap smear, it's kind of like that, only they don't, invade your space. Well, they don't invade your space downstairs. So, after that, I got signed off. He congratulated me, said, go take this up there. You're good to go. You've passed. I actually was the first one to get done and cleared by MEPS. So I was done by like 10. But I shuttled up there, so I had to wait a couple hours. And I say a couple, like, I was done around 10:30, and we weren't gonna leave until like 3. So I brought a book and my phone, so I was fine. I just kind of hung out. Make sure you keep your name tag on. I'm an idiot and didn't think about the fact that you need that to be in the building, and I got yelled at by one of the sergeants, but that's fine. It's cool. I put it back on. We're good. Other than that, my advice would be just keep your mouth shut, blend in, and don't be rude. I know a lot of girls, one of them outed herself about being a cutter, and she had only done it once, and if she hadn't said anything, they wouldn't have even known because it was so small. Like, she was not a cutter. It was probably just something else. But then there was another one who pissed off the nurse, came in with a weave. You can't do that. They tell you can't do that. One girl didn't pass due to her weight. There was just a lot of people who messed up. I need to sneeze. But it was mostly like the really young people. So I just turned 28, and I was extremely prepared for going in and passing MEPS because I watched a lot of videos and I listened to my recruiter. That's like key. Ask your recruiter questions and make sure that you know everything that you need to know. Be prepared for that day. Get your rest. Make sure that you're clean. There were a lot of people who really were stinky when you started doing the test in your underwear and bra. According to the girl that I roomed with, she said that there were some girls in there who were not smelling fresh. So just make sure you're clean. So yeah, that's really all I have for advice on being proactive and being ready for MEPS. I do not have a ship date yet, unfortunately. I did pick McConnell Air Force Base. I picked my job, and I have my first drill weekend, April the 7th. So I might upload a video and talk about that because I haven't really seen many about what to expect on your first delayed entry program drill weekend. So I'm really excited. If you guys have any questions, you can message me. I don't have lots of information, but I've already started kind of getting ready, packing, buying stuff that I need for basic, and I've started running more and trying to get my push-ups up. I mean, I can't even do any push-ups right now, so I can do girl push-ups. Woohoo! So if you guys have any questions, just ask me. I'll try to answer as best as I can. So, yeah.